That is truly amazing. And listen, there are many areas where those with special needs excel in. Like I know some that are good with math. Like they're really good with numbers. They can add and subtract big numbers without even using a calculator. Like that is really really useful and very productive and amazing. And like I know one that loves playing the piano, and I know another one that writes poetry, like beautiful poetry about um well she has cerebral palsy, and like she writes stuff about like one day wanting to, because like of course she's not able to walk, and anyway like she talks about how she one day she can't wait to go to heaven and dance with Jesus, and listen, it's just such a beautiful like picture of like just her wanting to walk and be like what you would call normal, and listen, I just know that one day is going to happen for her, and listen, it just definitely warms my heart, and it very like humbles me, because like I even take walking for granted. Like I could easily be in a wheelchair, and I could easily, I could be blind, I could be deaf, I could be, so many different things. And yet, like I sometimes I complain about the smallest things. So really like the idea of special needs and like disabilities and stuff like that, it really will humble you once you really start thinking about it, because we take so much for granted as those that may not have those kind of disabilities. And I just think that we should, as a really will take a page from these with disabilities, because some of them have the most kindest hearts, soft hearts, and there's a very just very kind and loving, and we need more of that in this world. But sorry, Liza, this was pretty pretty emotional one. Last time just talking to myself, and that's a really just hoping that people are getting something out of this. And listen, I rarely will be doing this, where I'll be talking about myself on a podcast episode. So, and listen, I really think it was meant to be for nobody to be on this, because it's really, I'm really learning, and it's really just being humbled by all this, and just truly amazing. And yeah, so, um, so listen, I know with my brother, he's good at like memorizing shows and music, and the reason why I brought that up is because like I know a lot of people with special needs, they have passions and desires, and I was just thinking it's like really important to for people to have jobs out there for those with special needs, because they get overlooked. They think that they're underqualified, and that definitely needs to change, um because they have a lot to offer. Many people's any kind of disability has, a lot to offer, and can offer in many ways, depending on the job. So, well, like I said with the math, like accounting, like a bank teller, like I mean, a math teacher. I mean, like there's so many like options that you can do, and like of course with the friend that I was telling you that has cerebral palsy that does poetry, like I mean she could be an author, she can just be a let's be a poet, of course. So that's amazing. And plus I think it would be amazing if we could highlight and embrace their passions, their desires, and their gifts, And I also want to give a quick shout out to Food Giant, which was my first job, because they do hire those that have special needs. And I think it's just amazing that they allowed my brother to work there for 14 years now. And even though he does the same job, he just bags groceries, he goes, gets buggies, which for those that are not from the South, a buggy is a shopping cart. And as a he does the same thing every day, but like they see that he is very um valuable, like he has value and meaning at work. And and I know that they appreciate having him there, and I appreciate them taking him in. So, so shout out to all of you out there that work at Food Giant. Um, well, he doesn't work there anymore, but Mike Allen and Robbie Robinson, which is still the current manager there, and uh, and Rachel Lane, and that's an all of you there. I'm so grateful. So the last question I want to go over is, what should you do if you see someone with special needs being mistreated? This should be pretty simple. This should be pretty easy, but I feel like actions speak louder than words, and sometimes our actions do not. Um, we may feel like it's harder to put action into our words, but whenever we see someone with special needs being mistreated, it is time to step up and say something. It's that time. Your time is up, bullies. And we need to stand up to the bullies for picking on someone who can't help the way they are. We need to be a friend to that person that is being mistreated for how he or she was born. If there are opportunities for your workplace to have someone with special needs and you see an area, if you know somebody or if you feel like there could be more inclusivity, or you know that word, like someone that's more like a company that's more inclusive and um is open to having different types of people work for you. Talk to your boss, talk to your HR department about wanting to see change in that area as far as like the people that work there. And and I wanted to quickly point out that I have a friend in Charlotte, North Carolina, who told me he always goes to this establishment. I think it's a restaurant where it's ran by like people with special needs, and I think that's truly a beautiful picture and something that I would want to see even more in society and all over the nation and all over the world. Like that would be so cool to see. And because of like a good like 80% of people with disabilities are unemployed, and it's time to change that. So, a quick final thought that I wanted to put out there is, I know I mainly spoke about like intellectual disabilities, but there are definitely other types of special needs, such as like autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, seizure disorders, vision and hearing impairments or disorder, things like that, and fibrosis. So, I hope nobody takes it as I'm discrediting anybody else's journey with special needs. I was just, mainly talking about intellectual disability, which is something that I see each and every day in my home every day from the time I was born, because my brother is older than me. So, so I just wanted to, let you know that no matter if you have a special need or not, um, you always have a friend in me, and I always like go out to, whenever I know that somebody has something like that, I definitely want to be a friend to that person. I hope that all of us will, you know, do good in that area. And so anyway, yeah, you definitely have a friend in me. If you're out there and you feel alone and you have special needs and you feel like you're being mistreated, I got you. So so anyways, I think that is where we are going to end with this episode. Um, I definitely appreciate it if you did watch this to the end. I know that as I didn't have any guests with me. And I'm really glad in a way because I definitely needed this talk with myself. And listen, you're more than welcome to comment, whether you're watching this from my YouTube channel or from my Facebook video. So I just want to thank you again for watching. And, if you enjoyed it, I hope that you liked this video and I hope that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I also have an Instagram page called Not Your Average Joel Podcast. So, anyway, I'd like to just thank you for your support, everybody. And I will talk to you later. God bless.